We're going to do a flywheel change here. Going to take a stock one. It's a second gen. Here's the first gen. And we're going to lighten it. And then we're going to put it in an engine. So why lighten it? It's an easy way to save pretty much a ½ pound of rotational inertia. A little bit better on the crank, helps the engine spin up. If you have a first gen, your sprag is a lot larger than the second gen sprag. If you're lucky, you can find one of these out there machined. Hopefully someday I'll have those available. And then if you really want to save weight, this is a total loss flywheel. And it is shaved down because there are no magnets, no charging. I've actually started shaving it even more on this side. So that's basically for, you're doing sprint races like a 8-lap sprint, maybe 10 laps if you're lucky on a battery charge. But for this sake, we're going to do just a standard one. And then you can also remove 3 magnets to save a little more weight. However, 3 magnets does not charge at idle. It has to be over about 5,000 RPM until it starts charging. All right, to remove it, you're gonna need a few things. An 8mm socket to take off the bolts around the cover. You'll need a 17mm to pull off the end nut on the flywheel. You'll need a flywheel puller. You buy these at TWF. And then a 22mm socket to use on the puller, and an impact. And maybe a torch, depending if it plays nice. Your 17 mil. Now here's the part you might need heat. If this doesn't come off, then you heat up the inside part, just this part, nothing else. So you're gonna push this in, or thread it in. And then you're gonna back it out a little bit. So when you come in, it's gonna slam against it, the end of the crank. Got lucky. Now, you can just send the flywheel to TWF like it is with the sprag on it. You can take it off if you want to. 6 bolts in here. They are Loctited from factory. So you can throw a little heat around them to help you take those off easier. Flywheel's out. We can now lighten it. We have a jig to do so it keeps it centered on the lathe and the jaws. 3 holes to mount it to. Line them up. And the final thing is we have this little cover to go on the end. That's when you're shaving it, or I'm shaving it, all the little shavings don't get stuck to the magnets on the flywheel, which is a pain to clean. Now, you have to go really, really slow when cutting these. Hardened steel, you're going to burn out a tip doing one. So you only take off a very, very small amount at a time, and you just do pass after pass after pass till you take off the desired material. It's kind of tedious because of the steel and how slow you have to go. And I have it spinning at a slow amount, and just use some lubricant. So what I'm doing is I take off 10th thou, back it out 10th thou, move it back to my starting point, move it in that 10th thou, and then another 10th thou, and do it. Cut and just repeat that over and over. So now we have one side cut, we can do the other side. So to do that, I have to reverse which way the auto feed is going. Which is this knob here. This is a wrench. This one is set up to plane this way, which I do more. So that's why it's not set up for this one. So next, I will line it up right at the edge of one of the pickups. And then I zero it out on the digital readout so I know where to start each time. And then, actually, I'm about to miss a step. I need to mark the original timing marks. So here's the rear. I don't know if you can see that or not. What we'll do is we'll line the tip up with it here, and then push down into the flywheel a little bit and make a mark. Now that we have that done, we can go ahead and put the sprag back on and get it back on the motor. You can see without this cover that the magnets would get covered in chips, and that'd be annoying to clean. So throw it in the vise here. Fit this in. So when you go put the sprag back on, but I'm not the one doing it, that is, the bearing pops out. Make sure it's fully clicked in there. You see how like there can be a lip here? Make sure that's in, and that goes down on top of the flywheel. We will use, OEM uses blue Loctite, so that's what I use. And I'm just going to get them all started first before we go through and torque each of them down. You don't want these popping out. They go in, obviously they pop out. Your stator's there, it shreds your stator, destroys the stator, destroys the flywheel. All right, to torque these down, so they're M8 bolts, and pretty much every M8 bolt in general, rule of thumb is it's somewhere between either 15 to 25 in that range of torque spec. These I do to 20. I think the manual is like 18, maybe. But there's Loctite on there. So. Now, if you want to save more weight, like I talked about earlier, you remove 3 of the magnets. Again, does not charge at idle, only charges over about 5,000 RPM. And what you do is you take your torch again, that we had earlier, and you heat up behind the ones that you want to remove. This is a tricky process because there's a really fine line between too much heat and not enough heat. Not enough heat, when you go to remove it, they can shatter, and it's a pain to really clean out all the little bits that are still stuck and glued. You do too much heat, you soften the glue that's behind the ones you don't want to remove, and they can come loose while you're riding. So really think if you want to do this or not. Get it just right, you can start to see a little smoke. That's the glue. And if it's perfect, get a chisel and just kind of tap. I don't think I got quite enough heat into it. It's also moving in the vise. There we go. That's how it's supposed to come off. It's gonna be hot. However, it wasn't a clean bowl there. See, not all the glue got softened. And that's why sometimes it's better off just to leave them on. All right, before you put the flywheel on, make sure you have this all cleaned up. I use Scotch-Brite and some brake cleaner. I do it before the flywheel's on, just so you have a little more room to work around. If you have a big chunks of gasket on it, use a razor blade and scrape it off with a razor blade first, and then you can go through and clean up with the Scotch-Brite. And you'll do the same thing to the cover as well. Next step, get your flywheel on. Line up the woodruff key with the slot in the flywheel. It is a pain to get the starter clutch in. Just finagle it kind of until it gets in there. Now that you got that finagled on, get your bolt back in. It's about 80 foot-pound on there. You'll need like a adjustable wrench to hold the flywheel in the middle here while you torque it. I didn't record what I wanted to record. What you're seeing here is after I thought I was done recording, and then I hit record. Anyway, you see the grease there on the cart. What I did is I lightly greased both sides of that gasket. That way it holds itself in place when you're putting on the cover, and also when you pull off the cover, it doesn't stick to it and you have to scrape it with a razor blade. Putting it on dry is just not a good move. So yeah, that's the end of the video. Thanks for watching. If you have any questions, comment below. Thanks.